to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so Melissa will not be here today, so we can just run down new business. So I do have some accounts payable checks and the vouchers for the end of the month ones that we get. You guys look at. September 16th abstract minutes for you to sign short. A letter from DSWK, I'll let you go ahead and open it.
Dan.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, you ready?
Yep,
Had a chance to read through?
yes, I did.
Anything from last week's report you had questions on?
I did.
Okay. See, the highlights, I think I can remember. I've had this for a while, I won't give you guys copies. Let's see, travel and tourism impacts. Hasn't changed a lot. In fact, pretty flat from 2022 to 2023. Part of it's probably economy, part of it's, I'm not sure. Some communities are up a little bit, nobody's up over 0.10 from previous year. Some of them are up, some of them are down in various areas. I found it interesting that Thomas County was down in terms of lodging, which didn't make any sense with Ellis County being up and Phillips County being up. But again, it's one of those measurements we always take a look at, see where we're at. Hopefully 2024, with the efforts that have been made, we'll see some increases from this year to 2023 to 2024. And I will pass that along as far as something to track in terms of measurements. And being the end of the month, I want to provide everybody with updates on various accounts. First State Bank. Travel and Tourism Development account. In fact, I've got a note to myself, we should be getting, where's it at? We were short from the tourism marketing grant because the, part of that was $3,400 we applied for to pay for the pages in the Ultimate Guide, which they didn't publish last year, but are publishing this year. So I resubmitted, explained what the situation was. It's been a long time coming because the person responsible for the tourism marketing grant left. So finally I followed up, got in touch with the director of Kansas Tourism, Bridget Jobe. She had me fill out a form, submitted it. So we should be getting that remaining $3,290.36 from the marketing grant because we had the receipts from this year's Ultimate Guide pages that was included within that grant. So that'll leave travel and tourism in pretty good shape for the next year as far as budget wise. Leadership Graham County accounts doing great. The balance of $9,789. We still have three participants this year that haven't paid. I don't know if when, I know they have to pay it before the Wichita, the Kansas Leadership Program. But they'll be, budget-wise, they should be good for several years to come in terms of income from participants as well as well, the dollars that are in the account, and that's from past grants and and income to come in. There'll be more going out as far as meals for each session, coming up on session number 3. And of course, all the students this year were free. We didn't charge them to be a part of the program. And that's that listing, 7 students that are there. Speaking of which, I've been in touch with Jackie Beckman with Hill City High School. I've known Jackie for years. She used to be in charge of the director of the Next Gen for Youth program through Next Tech. She retired from that position as teaching English at Hill City High School. And she's asked me to come present to her English classes. They wrote me letters. Well, I think I copied you guys on that. Yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. So I'm hoping that'll be an opportunity to get some of those students involved. And several of them are already in the Leadership Graham County program. So that'll be a step up. $42,000 balance still in the workforce board account. So we're in good shape there. I forget who it was. Somebody sent me a request and I'll send it out today asking for an application for that for an employee they're looking to hire. So we've got dollars there to continue on with that program. And the Rural Mural Match Fund, still waiting on deposit of $5,000, the first half of the Kansas Creative Arts Industries Commission grant that will go into that account to pay for a portion of the Frontier Stage Theater mural, of which Lane's gonna start on that. He's finished, he did one in DeMar, he did one in Falco, and he's gonna start on that this month sometime, and should be finished up, he said, by November anyway. So we'll have dollars in there when that comes through. I'm gonna check on that again today too. And that's just, like I say, a quarterly update on those accounts I wanted to provide for you guys. And then report on all the other portions. Got a lot of pending grant applications out there. And my list of the income, I changed it to grants received and income, the $25 application fees for the e-community loans we put into that as well. Applications pending is the 2,000 Graham County Community Foundation. Hopefully we can add that to the 10,000 that we have. So we'll have 12,000 for the next Pitch Your Porch program. Next Tech, Friday at Tuya sent me this information, so I applied 5,000 for basically budget for next year for training for my successor to have some additional funds for that. The I-70 billboard, I think I told you that. If you don't ask, you don't get. They're pushing travel and tourism, so I thought, what the hell? We'll apply for that and see if we can, if they'll pay for it, we'll have it for another year. KSU 105 program, don't know if we stand a chance on that one, but again, if you don't ask, you don't get. So I applied for the $100,000 entrepreneurial blueprint program for what I refer to as a land bank for commercial buildings. And we'll see with that, and also same project through Hampshire as far as match funds. And then found out about Midwest Energy Community Fund, so I applied for $1,000 from them for additional for a theater mural. So if we spend it all on a theater mural, we'll still have money in that account to build on for another mural down the road. All the others that have been denied, we've gone through those in the past. List of business startups I've been working with. Will Brandt, I haven't heard back from. I've contacted a couple times. There were folks that were looking at the industrial park, either existing building or the lots out there, dirt moving, and they got a lot of business in this area, so they were looking at expanding to have a location here. Nicodemus RV Park is a lady that's looking to move it back to Nicodemus. She owns 3 lots and wanted to put 3 different RV parks. It'll be called RV 123. So it'll be 3 different locations where she put in hookups and so on. I've only got coffee shop listed once, but I actually have 2 people looking at putting business plans together for coffee shops. I've also put them in touch with the lady that owns, the Bean, Busy Bean, is that what it is? Who, I've left messages for her. Last time I talked to her, she didn't know if she was gonna reopen, whether she was gonna sell or whatever she wanted to do. But I put them in touch with her just in case if she's willing to sell, they'll have a turnkey operation. Western Plains Counseling is a new one. Counseling service that's looking at putting the business plan together and looking for office space. And then Nicodemus Coffee Cottage, which is a mobile coffee. Possibly later on adding some things, but at least a coffee truck, teas, that kind of thing. Goddard Place is looking at possibly expansion, adding another building. Lesser Farms is on hold. They're the ones looking at the weed seed cleaning that right now with the ag economy where it's at, they told me that one's on hold. And still looking at transitions. I haven't heard. Ringneck Roost Apartments, Limestone Suites, and OK Tire. Our 2A community loans are out and all current. Other assistance, then funds distributed in Graham County. I started tracking that this year because of several inquiries about where the funds are going and what's being put back into the community, so I started tracking that as well. So a lot of those grant funds are going back in. Had 2C Farm Store finally got their awning up. If you've seen it, they're waiting on their sign. And the only one we've paid out so far, of course, they got a year to do the work from the first picture porch. Freedom Tax and Accounting, they painted the building, and with Jordan and Sons here locally, and took care of that. 2025 funding sources, still waiting to hear from Bogue and Moreland Community Foundation. I've actually sent them, or they've told me to send them an invoice the first year. And Graham County Community Foundation, Stephen Sage was gonna bring that up at their next meeting. Any questions on any of those? And then, of course, the overall budget, which we're still in pretty good shape. Coming into the last quarter of the year, I think, anyway. I think I told you before that I was trying to switch my phone over to being billed to the county credit card, and I can't do that unless we have a name attached to it. So I have to wait till my successor's name, then we gotta go there with her name, his or her name. Have that phone switched over, and at that time I'll get a valuation, I guess, of what my phone's value is. Just as soon transfer it as well, because I'm not gonna need it. Transfer it at, because it's not the newest and bestest and brightest, but it's perfectly fine. We'll find out what that value is, and I'll just include that in reimbursement to me and sell it to the county for whatever value they attach to it. And we'll put that person's name on it. Hopefully be able to bill it to a credit card so that it'll just show up that way, so they're not doing a reimbursement every month like I've been. Make it a lot easier for them. I don't anticipate any additional office supplies. The only thing coming out of conference and registration memberships will be the December CRETA $30 registration fee. And a motel. That's the only one that I think is coming up, so we'll be in good shape there. Meals were fine. Mileage were in great shape. The best thing that happened in regard to that is paying for fuel for the county car versus mileage reimbursement for my vehicle. And we can knock that down a great deal for next year's budget, which I'm working on. Special projects, going through there. Let's see. Computer was covered as far as that. We will have, in fact, I just got a notice today, renewal notice for the Graham County tccdks.com website, and that'll be the same amounts, $22.17 for the domain renewal and $95.88 for the website renewal for another year. I just sent out a notice. Hopefully we can get more tax credits sold through the Network Kansas Entrepreneur Program this year. I sent that out to, I put it in the newsletter as well as sent it to Tawny at Freedom Accounting and Phyllis. So hopefully, and they'll have some clients that will be interested in buying some tax credits, of which we get that 30% back. You'll notice that from the budget. Network Kansas Partner Grant Program tax credit sales brought in $3,600 last year. So if you know anybody looking for Kansas income tax credits, I think it's a 75% credit. If they're paying Kansas income tax anyway, at least they can direct 75% of it towards their home county and not have the boys and girls from Topeka spend it wherever the hell they want to spend it. That's how I've always sold the program anyway. Questions on any of that?
I don't have any.
I did put in the newsletter that coming soon we'll be posting this position, the coordinator position. And like I said, when you just put kind of the summation in there and we'll see what kind of inquiries we get, and then I'll send them the full job description. Be happy to meet with them, sit down, go through everything involved, and hopefully we get some quality applicants coming up in November, December, kind of go from there. And again, I told my friends of mine, they're like, when you retire, we're gonna do this and this. It's like, no, not the first year. I said, I'm gonna stick around for a while. I wanna make sure the transition goes through and everything works okay, and still be available after that to help out with anything as well. And you better stay in touch and see what's happening.
Oh, yeah. I guess we retired at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
got your, transition plans in place?
No, I'm not from that job. Not from that job.
No.
This job.
Yeah. Oh, and, I think I put it in there. I'm going Thursday to the Stars Business Awards in Great Bend. Last year I nominated, I think it was 6 businesses, and that's when Stephen Sage got under 30 Entrepreneur of the Year with Hill City Pharmacy, and that was the regional award for all of Northwest Kansas. This year we have 2 regional award winners. Goddard Place in the nonprofit category, of which both Becky and Sonia are gonna be there to accept that award, and also 2C Farm Store. Claire and Cody are gonna go because they won in the business innovation category for all of the region of Northwest. So I'm pretty proud of that. We've got 2 regional winners out of 5 right here in Graham County. And they both told me they're gonna be there. And I was gonna pay for their tickets to go, but my complaining and whining last year about charging people to come to an award ceremony to hand them an award, so they got free tickets this year. My buddy Craig Van Way is in charge of that. I whined enough last year about it being ridiculous to charge people to come to an event and make them pay to accept an award. So they got free tickets to it. That's good.
That's good.
But Craig said, even when you're not an employee, you whine and complain, and it's like, yep. And I'm working on a seed grant application. I'm looking through all the qualifications and everything, and that will be, I think the max is 25,000. It's variety of categories, and I'm trying to narrow it down as to what we want to go after. And I'll just use the letter that I got from you guys in the past about support of anything that we're looking at. And I'm gonna get some other letters of support from that as well. Hopefully some of these come through. I don't know if we'll hit 264,000 like last year, but we're darn sure gonna try as far as bringing in new funds to the county from there, from outside sources. Definitely. And also, you might have seen in the newsletter, both the Ultimate Guide that's coming out, we're gonna have a lot bigger presence than ever in that for Graham County, as well as Highway 24 lines contracted with the company News Press Now, I think is the name of it, where they're putting together a Highway 24 magazine. And the beauty of that is it doesn't cost us anything other than, well, it doesn't cost us anything, but they'll be coming through at the end of this month selling ads to pay for it. So they're selling the ads, they're doing the publication, they're doing the description. All we're doing as far as Highway 24 lines is putting in articles and features, pretty much suggestions. Some of them we'll write, others we'll get from other sources. But that way we have the opportunity to be included in the Highway 24 magazine as well, at no cost to the organization. I think it's a fantastic project. When it came up, people were concerned about at the meeting. And I said, this is a no-brainer, folks. All publicity is good publicity. If it doesn't cost us anything, they're gonna sell the ads. Let's do it, period. And it'll be out March, but they'll be selling ads, I'm sure. Stop by, they're looking at specifically restaurants, lodging, boutiques, something, that's unique to that community kind of thing as far as advertising in there. I also suggested that they look at the hunting and fishing aspects as far as lodging and so on. Not always easily found, but they can dig and find them, because that's gonna be a good source of income for them as well. All right.
You're up? Yep.
Hi.
Hey, sorry, hello, sorry I stood you guys up last week. I wasn't gonna come, our board meeting got changed, and so at 6 in the morning, I was like, oh, I'm gonna text Kendra, and I'm like, no, it's too early, don't be rude. And then I got to work, and work happened, and I was rude and didn't tell anybody, so I apologize for that.
She was probably up and still moving.
I know, I was like, next time I will.
Wake me up.
Not much going on, 31 residents still. I do have a dining room aide position that came open, so I'm gonna start advertising for that. Our boiler is being installed, so that's gonna be up and going. October 9th is our flu shots. The health department's gonna come in and give our residents and our staff the flu shots for that. This is a thank you card that I want to give you. Each of the resident has signed this, and this is for the whirlpool, so we greatly appreciate that. But otherwise, oh yes, I got approved for the Hanson grant for $6,500, so that came through.
That's
So
awesome.
the community, or the Graham County one, we don't meet till, I think it's mid-October, so I'll have to wait on that one. But yeah, I was very pleased.
Got it.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. So Kendra, sent me that email and I was pretty excited. So sooner than I thought. I mean, I was thinking the 1st of October, but that was last week probably
Last
came
week,
through.
You
Yeah.
heard last week, so I haven't heard on the two that I submitted, I haven't heard yet.
Oh, okay.
It's not a good sign.
Yeah. But yep, mine went through, so.
Good.
Alright.
Good.
Guys, any questions for us?
No, that's it.
No? Alright. Thank you. Alright, thanks guys.
Stuck around, I wanted to find out if you hadn't heard anything. Good.
Yeah. I was pretty stoked.
That's great.
Thanks, Brandy.
Here's those who give me the banner, but he hasn't back.
Okay, I'll just keep them together and have a file.
Yeah, perfect. That way I'm not housing them.
Right. It'll be one of your boxes in storage.
Exactly right, exactly.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. You guys want to read that? So I really want. I guess I'm in favor of signing their included letter on the letterhead. Nice. Want to read it?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm for it.
I guess we better explain it. That it's support for a grant from the DSNWK Transportation. Just a letter of support, not a financial commitment.
Absolutely.
The DSWK sent us a letter asking for a letter of support.
Support.
Yeah.
Anybody's in favor of that.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. Yes. Yes.
So I can get this prepared for next week. Have you sign it next week?
Yep.
You guys are in favor of that? Okay.
As for the letter from the Attorney General's office, I move we seek legal representation from the complaint from County Attorney Jill Elliott to represent us on this matter.
I'll second.
I'm in favor.
I'm gonna head this way, but I'm gonna step out while I go.
Sign this letter. We need to sign this.
I would suggest we do that, because it's due by the 7th.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Wayne, morning.
Morning.
Wayne.
How we all doing? How we all doing?
There it is.
Good.
Good.
So I brought in them bids for them doors. If you want to look at them. Good part. Did you want me to?
If you have an extra.
That's the first, that's the first one. These guys are pretty on it.
Good job getting 3 bids, Wayne.
We got 5 bids. 5, wow.
Exceptionally good job.
Thank you. Might be a little bit hard to decipher, but the Strobel out of Russell, I felt like they were the cheapest, and the guy was really easy to work with. On that, it would be the top estimate because that's steel front and back. The bottom estimate on his was steel front and vinyl on the inside. And then also, for another 3,000, I wanted to get the full view section. That's the full, otherwise you've got a window about this big. I kind of like and even the mechanics agreed that the full view is kind of nice because if somebody pulls in or whatever, you can see them from anywhere in the building, where the littler windows, you about got to run up to the door and see who pulled in. So. That's tearing down the old doors and
That's turnkey.
everything. The only thing they don't do, and every one of the companies don't do electrical. Now, they said if the old pigtail or whatever is right there, they'll hook it up. But if there's any, like if you gotta add a junction box or move wire or something like that, they won't do it.
So are those there? I mean, you had pigtails that will fit in there.
Yeah, but some of them are kind of just plugging in here and there. It's probably not up to code, but we've never been
Well, it
caught.
shouldn't be a whole lot more to do.
No, it would be just maybe moving some 3 feet or something. It possibly could be something we could do. Make a junction box and then move with our own conduit, because Dan Reese used to do a lot of our wiring out here, so. But other than that, it's everything.
You feel like you're apples to apples here? I mean,
There's a lot of difference for
there's a
sure.
lot of differences.
I asked the Strobel guy, I said, now how can you be 15,000 cheaper than Empire? 10 or 13, well, actually almost 20,000. 49,000 to 25,000.
Yeah.
And he said, we're the biggest overhead door dealer from Russell to, well, even East Russell to Colorado line. Sells a lot of doors, and everything that he told me and everything that the other guys told me was pretty basically the same thing. And he was able to work with us, willing to work with us on that west door that I need to do something with the edge of the building. So said he could put like 4 of them up and hold off on the other one until we get that fixed.
Well, seems pretty clear to me.
Personally, I feel like all of them are high, but doors are high. And these are big doors, commercial doors, and they've also got the 3-inch rollers on them instead of the 2-inch.
They're really old, need something done. Yes.
Yeah.
So the top, the 25,175 installed plus the 29,57 for the upgrade to the
Yep.
full section windows.
But every one of them, if you look at every one of them bids, the full section windows, well, the Empire one was like 7,000 for the full view windows. And, but I mean, we could probably get by without them, but it sure is nice having them in there. It'd be about like taking these windows and squeezing them down to 12-inch by, them are 2-inch by, I don't know, 48 or something. I mean, 24-inch by 48.
Well, something needs done, I'd say. Yep. I'll make a motion to approve the. With the upgrade? Yeah, with the upgrade of 29,57 of the Strobel door repaired out of Russell. I'll second.
Yes.
That is amazing, the difference in bid.
Yep.
And that just shows the importance of bids.
So, if you're done with that, I had a field check meeting with that bridge, that new bridge we're gonna build. And, we're responsible, I think we're gonna be responsible for having to buy the right of way. It's not a lot, it's wider on both sides of the bridge by 600 feet. I think Penco's gonna come up with the fair market value on what we'll have to pay, so that's gonna have to come out of our pocket. The bridge is 100% funded, but we have to pay the engineering fee, which, that's not gonna be cheap.
20,000.
I think it's gonna be 100.
Really?
100,000 for engineering fee?
That's design, and, don't quote me on that, but, yeah. But
I
this
thought
is,
that they said that was, we had never said that earlier, we have to go with that.
well, they didn't tell us that, but it's a $1.2 million bridge we're building. So, it's 100% funded other than, and I just found that out yesterday, that we're responsible for the engineering fee.
But you take it as a special bridge,
So,
to pay for
You're gonna
that,
have to, you know?
and he's done. I mean,
well, that's what that fund's there for.
Yeah.
We actually was trying to kind of build that up for that Hickman Bridge.
yeah, so if that bridge costs 1.2 million, it was 10.2 million.
When we started on that, talking about that, they called that $1 million bridge, the Hickman Bridge.
It's gonna be more than that.
I'll bet that's 4 million, maybe 5 million. price just keeps going up. Well, anyway, so that's not gonna be for probably another year, and they don't wanna put a shoe fly around it. Because there's not, I mean, we can make it work, but they wanna just shut the road off and make everybody go a mile north, mile west, back. The north mile is Norton County's. So I'm gonna have to get with Terry Laughlin and see if they're gonna make any improvements on it, or if we gotta, but, these guys thought that since we're getting a free bridge, that we ought to spend a little bit of money on the detour,
I guess I would agree with that.
so. But I think, well, our part of it's worse than theirs, coming down the hill. I cleaned the ditches out a little bit and, maybe just throw a little gravel on it or something. And I guess if it's muddy and they don't trust it, they may have to go a different way, but
There's a long ways around to be a different way.
you don't wanna go south because it is a long ways around. So,
How long is it gonna take to do it again?
they're gonna do the letting in July of next year. Usually after the letting, that's when all the bridge contractors, they look at all the work and then they do the bidding. So the bidding's usually, I don't know, 3 months, 2-3 months later, and then they'll have a period of time before they start. So I think it'll probably be winter of next year, or maybe even in the spring of next year before they can start on it. So. But we gotta take some trees out, and one of the things is there can't be any bats. And they had to go under the bridge and make sure there wasn't.
So has that been conducted?
They felt like there was no bats. They found some barn swallow nests, but they didn't. And then also in the trees around it, there can't be any bats.
So that just puts it,
If there is bats, the federal government can shut you down and not even let you build it. So, or maybe you build it yourself and we don't give you any money. I don't know.
There's no bats.
Well, they didn't feel like there was any. So, oh, they got to do all kinds of environmental studies. And
that's why we can't get anything done.
one thing they asked me when we were getting ready to leave was, we can have them spans, and cement spans. They make pretty good feed pumps. You take them out and you flip them upside down. They're double T. But it's a thought.
I guess we sell
We're a nonprofit organization.
them. We can sell excess stuff. Open it up for bid.
Yeah, we could probably. What they'll probably do is lift them out with the crane, because they're just sitting on the piers. They just lift them up, swing them around and stack them. And then we're responsible for reloading them and haul them off, because we've done that before. I think, Boss got some of them, to the west and to the south on that side hill. I helped, this did 30 years ago probably, but helped haul them over there out of another bridge. So. I don't know if that'll cut some of the expense down. I didn't ask him if that would take some of the expense out of it or not, if we get rid of them.
No, probably not.
Well, if the contractor has to break them up or dig a hole in there and whatever, that's gonna cost him
Oh, yeah.
some money, so I'll ask Jordan Detmer on that. So there was two state guys and a gal, and then Penco was so. That's about all I got, other than 4 guys mowing, and Josh is still doing some patching down on the red line. I'm gonna go out and work on that little project
On that what?
out there by Trexler's. We're building that road. We went to Colorado, me and Kim went to Colorado last week, so we kind of just shut it down. So.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Need to discuss?
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank
See you guys
you.
next
See you
week.
later. See you in a little bit. I'll wait for the officer.
Oh, I guess you did say you were coming out.
Yeah.
Okay.
See ya.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.